We have been waiting for this day. We have renamed this day.
Yeah.
Oprah Day.
Yes.
You want to know why? She is here. She's been very busy on her tour. Let's check out what she's been up to.
I can't take it.
I have some good news to share. I'm going on tour.
Oprah Winfrey is hitting the road. She's 4 stops into her 9-city tour across America as part of Oprah's 2020 Vision Tour, Your Life in Focus. Oprah covers diet, fitness, mental health, and more during each day-long event, which are run by WW, the company formerly known as Weight Watchers. Oprah is part owner of WW and sits on their board.
As long as there is breath, there is more.
I see you back there!
Throughout her tour, Oprah's been joined on stage by A-listers, including Lady Gaga, The Rock, Tina Fey, and Amy Schumer. Her next stop, Brooklyn, alongside Michelle Obama. But first, she's with us, right here in Studio 6A.
I'm good. So good. You look just like yourself.
Okay, I just need a moment. Do y'all feel like you need a moment? I feel like I need a moment.
This is so fun, guys.
Okay.
I'm so happy to be here. And you manifested this.
Didn't she,
Yes,
Oprah?
she did.
I tried to manifest it, but really all I wanted was this moment.
Thank you.
I wanted this moment. Let's do it again. I manifested this moment.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. This means, I can't tell you, Oprah, I feel like I've been in this business 100 years. And I was, thank you.
Oh, yes.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool? You probably don't need one, but
Good, I'm good.
we do.
Anyway, sorry, goodbye. I can't, I think, when people say, like, you mean so much to me, but they've never met you, and I know maybe it always does seem a little weird, but this is really one of those moments for me, so
Well,
thank you. Thank you for coming.
So tell me why. I know I've heard you say that, but tell me why. Like, you watched over the years?
Yes.
Yes.
I watched you over the years. I've watched you lift people up.
Yeah.
There's only a couple people on the earth who you want to emulate in our business. And I watched you like hold people's hearts in your hand. Oh. And I remember thinking, like, how does she do that? And you did it in such a way, and it was always so tender and real. And like the fact that you're sitting here on this day is really kind of blowing my mind. I'm 55 or 56, nobody knows. But who cares? But it doesn't matter. It just shows you like the kid in you is still in there when you walk in the door. So thank you.
And everybody in here must feel the same way. The last time we were together, y'all, she was on day 1 of this tour.
Wait, can I just say one thing? Nobody wants to sit down. Okay?
Stand up.
We have an audience, so they can sit or whatever. Relax.
The last time...
Still standing.
The last time we were together, y'all, it was the first day of this tour. You're now halfway through.
Yes,
And are you feeling as inspired as you were day
I feel
1?
even more inspired because, there's every day talk about how we are all so disconnected in the country. And as I said to you in Fort Lauderdale, what I thought was going to happen is that you look at a stadium filled with people, red states, blue states, purple states, from all different backgrounds and representations, And yet we come together with this one goal to be well, to be better for ourselves and our families. And I think there is unity in this common goal to want to do better in your life. And I think that means we're all still rising to the best of ourselves. So that's what I figured out.
A lot of these people here are unable to go to your cool thing that's going to be on Saturday, and all they want is like a little taste, a little something to lift them up. How do you start, or what do you say to your crowd to lift them up?
Well, in essence, the whole tour for WW and wellness is about creating a vision, because this is what I know. We all have wonderful lives. People get to see our lives on display. And you get to see a lot of people's lives on display on Instagram. It's not the truth.
Nobody puts their bills on Instagram.
Nobody puts their bills on Instagram. But here's the deal. I think that each one of us was born with a special gift to offer. That's why you're here on the planet. And it's your goal to figure out. We all have our jobs. We all go to work. We need to earn money. But everybody has a real job. And your real job is to figure out, what is the real reason I'm here? Why am I actually here on the planet? What is the gift I came to offer? And for some, it's listening. For some, it's being a great mother. I think people who mother and also work outside the home, I don't know anything harder than that. Because, you know, I think about all those years when I was doing the Oprah show, 25, it feels like forever. But I would get to go home to Stedman and the dogs, and I could like, and all of my producers had children. So you walk in the home after you've done all of that, and you walk into your home. Those of you who work outside of the home, your children don't care what your job is. Right? They expect you to walk in and be mommy and be daddy. And so I think anybody who is looking at the real reason you're here, I think if you have children, that is one of the real reasons you are here, to be a guide and a divine spiritual teacher to them. They are not, it's like the prophet Khalil Gibran said, they come through you, but they are not of you, really. And so it's your job to try to help them to be kind, whole people. And the whole purpose of the wellness tour for WW is to let people know perfection isn't the goal. Wholeness is the goal. How do we become more whole within ourselves? And 2020, which represents perfect vision, is about setting that ideal for yourself. And I know that whatever you name and claim, you can manifest. If you name it, claim it, because a lot of people are waiting on God, waiting on the forces, it's waiting on you. It's waiting on your clarity. Once you decide, it's about a decision.
Name it and claim it. And the thing that I love about
people just say, I want a man or I want to be married. Well, that's very confusing to the universe.
What do you do? What do you do? Raise your hand if you're looking for a man.
Yeah.
Okay. There's some hands. What do they do?
You have to name it. So you want somebody that's not just carrying a penis.
Oh, did Oprah just say the P word?
Yeah, I mean, because there's lots of them out there. But what do you want? Do you want kindness? You want loyalty? You want respect? You want caring? Do you want humor? Does humor matter to you?
So name it. Say it out loud.
What is it that you're actually looking for? People just say, oh, I just want to be happy. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Because it means something different for everybody else. You know, at the end of my show, what I love so much for so many years is I love the show, of course, but I would spend time with the audience afterwards. And so every day, that was like a focus group for me, talking to people. Because for 10 years, I signed autographs every day. And then when you're signing autographs, you don't even look up. You just sign them out. And then one day I had to go to the gynecologist. That's the one thing you can't get an assistant to do for you. Like, can you take my appointment at the gynae, please? And I also have a funny story about that. But anyway.
Wait, we got to hear that.
And then when I came back, I had so much energy because I didn't have time that day to sign autographs. And I started to ask myself, what do I want? Which is the most important question.
What do I want?
What do I want?
And what did you
Because
answer?
most people are doing what everybody else wants. If you think about all the things you do, how many of those things are things that you really want to do versus, I got to do this for my sister, and I got to do this because of my job, and what do I want? So I asked, what do I want? I really don't want to sign autographs anymore because I realized I had so much more energy And I decided I really want to talk to people. I want to
better than
have a
Yeah.
connection with the audience. I want to.
And you stayed every day.
Every day.
Y'all, she didn't miss one. Is that right?
Not one
she
day.
didn't miss one show when
In
she was on
25
the air.
years.
Not one.
Not one.
You weren't sick ever?
I was sick lots of times, but I would go to work sick because people, listen, people come from all over the country. They come with their cousins. They got their nails done. They got a pedicure. They want me to
Look, she got her nails done.
We have that here today for you.
They've been planning with their girlfriends and stuff. They don't want to hear when you get there, you plan for weeks that Oprah's sick. So they would rather you drag in sick, say you're sick, and they go, oh, Oprah, go home after the show.
You are such a role model to all of us.
We'll take a
We're going to take a break.
But don't leave.
Yeah,
Please
we
don't
have
leave us.
so much more with Oprah, so do not go anywhere.
We'll be right back. For as long as Celine Dion can remember, this voice, as she so beautifully describes it, has been the conductor of her life.
I spent all my life in the music industry, being a performer and loving every moment of it. This passion will never go away.
Celine is the best-selling French-language artist in music history. Her Las Vegas residency totaling over 1,100 shows across 16 years. But recently, Celine has been uncharacteristically out of the spotlight, battling a terrifying disease. Mysterious symptoms affecting both her body and her voice, quietly starting 17 years ago.
I have to tell you, I sort of wondered where you were for the last couple of years. I sat and watched your project, and I was shocked. I was surprised. I had no idea, what you'd been through.
It's been very difficult, very painful, challenging, scary. I could say that it's like a little cold starting, or just because I pushed too much. It's the third show in a row.
You're working too hard.
You're working too hard.
Yeah, sure.
Working too hard.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it was different. I started to feel that the body was getting more rigid.
Was there a time where you're that was it?
I was in Taking Chances World Tour. I was in Germany. I said to my assistants and my people, I'm like, I don't know if I can do the show, and I don't know what's happening and all that. And I was very, very, very scared. And then you panic, so more you panic, more you spasm, more you spasm, more you... And I went on stage.
Of course you did.
Of course.
And?
And I started to sound more nasal. Mm-hmm. 'Cause I'm your lady. So I had to, and you are my man. My whole team had to just, they were trying to find my voice too.
Every fiber of you, but you don't want to disappoint.
I
don't want to disappoint.
I did not know what to say. Everybody said, you look pristine. I was not controlling myself anymore, and I want to be controlling. When I say that I compensated, is that we lowered the songs a little bit with the keys and project more nasal and hope.
And hope.
And hope. And the rest of that, I did my very best because my fans accepted my invitation. And I did not know what to tell them. I will do my best tonight. No, you're going to give your all, or you don't come at all.
Celine Dion has delayed the opening of her new show due to some severe muscle spasms. She says she's heartbroken by this.
When you were canceling shows, there were so many parts of the documentary that hit me in the soul. I could feel you so deep. And I was watching, and you were saying that I had to tell the audience it was a sinus infection. It was a throat infection. And then you said something that struck me. You said, not telling the truth was too much to carry.
I could not do this anymore. What do you want me to say? I have, what? We did not know what was going on. I did not take the time. I should have stopped. Take the time to figure it out. Take the time as well, like it's not enough. Mm-hmm. My husband as well was fighting for his own life. I had to raise my kids. I had to hide. I had to try to be a hero, feeling my body leaving me, holding on to my own dreams. And lying for me was The burden was like too much.
Too much to bear.
Lying to the people who got me where I am today. I could not do it anymore.
Finally, after more than a decade of testing, tweaking, and treatment, Celine had an answer.
I've been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome.
Stiff person syndrome is a rare autoimmune neurological disorder. It can cause slurred speech, double vision, painful muscle contractions, and stiffness so severe, patients can lose the ability to walk. For Celine, SPS has been at times debilitating.
I had broken ribs at one point because sometimes when it's very severe, it can break.
Wait, a spasm so hard that it can break a rib?
Mm-hmm.
Irene Taylor is the documentary filmmaker behind I Am Celine Dion.
Her body was enduring something that was unimaginable, and I wasn't sure if she was aware of it, and I wasn't sure if she was going to survive it.
Fearful she may never return to her beloved fans, Celine spent the last handful of years fighting for her life and fighting for her voice.
I am Celine Dion. It's intimidating for me to say my name because I hear it a lot. Oh, this is Celine Dion. Oh, this is Celine Dion. And when you're not well, I didn't want to hear my name. I did not know who I was anymore because I'm not the person that I used to be. I wanted to be my own hero, to be the best of me. I still, brave. Show must go on. This is something that
And today, with intense physical therapy, vocal rehabilitation, medication, and determination, Celine says the show will go on.
What did this disease take away from you?
It didn't take anything away from me. I'm going to go back on stage, even if I have to crawl, even if I have to talk with my hands. I will. I will. I am Celine Dion because today, my voice will be heard for the first time. Not just because I have to or because I need to, it's because I want to. And I miss it.
And we miss you.
Thank you.
Wow, she's going to be back on stage. She's going to do it. I mean, when we talk about what she's been through, there are times where she almost lost her life, which we'll learn more about. But to watch her determination, you heard that voice cracking. Imagine having that voice once before and then being in that state. So she's going to be back on stage, and I asked her when. And she yelled to her manager, "Can I tell Hoda when I can be on stage?" And he said no. So we know that there is a date upcoming, and she's so worried about pleasing her fans.
Well, that's what's striking. I mean, she's so fierce.
Yeah.
She's so brave. But that loyalty that she feels to the fans.
That's it.
The burden she carries for not being upfront with them.
Yes.
When, of course, she's entitled to her privacy.
By the way,
of course she is.
You just hit it. That's it. That's what she was the most concerned about, letting her fans down. And she said, why wasn't I honest? I didn't give them enough. There were times when she would sing on stage, and because her voice was failing her, she would put the mic out to the crowd, like, give me a little break here. You sing with me. So she feels like this, this bond with them.
Well, that is a riveting interview. And you have more.
We've got the hour. It's a really beautiful hour about Celine Dion. Catch it. It's tonight, 9 Central, right here on NBC. And this documentary, I want you guys to see too. It's called I Am Celine Dion. It's going to be streaming on Prime Video on June the 25th. It's a real window into her soul.
That was just a remarkable look at Celine. To your point, I think a lot of folks wondered where she'd been over the last few years.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Simple
17 years, she's been dealing with
fighting
this.
with that.
What's incredible is that we all love Celine.
Yes.
I don't think I really understood that she loves us too until I saw that. It's so touching and beautiful and remarkable. I'm staying up late for you tonight, Hoda.
At the Invictus Games, displays of courage and perseverance are everywhere you look.
What they are proving to the rest of the world is that whatever you come up against, whether it's physical or mental trauma, that you can actually get through it.
Invictus, are you ready? It's a message Prince Harry hopes everyone will hear as he cheers on sick and wounded servicemen and women as they compete. like Joel Rodriguez, a retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant.
When you had your accident, a lot of people would have thought these are the cards I'm dealt. And maybe have taken it kind of slowly through life. You did the total opposite, man.
You said cards, and that's funny because when my wife came to see me, probably a day after my surgery, she was like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Well, these are the cards I have, so I have to play them." And I said, "So I'm just going to do what I can to be the best person I can in this situation," and I'm still doing it. That's all we can do.
Joel is one of hundreds of athletes from around the world empowered by the Games, all supporting each other.
There was one woman who came up to me yesterday, and she said something that totally struck me in my soul. She said, "The Invictus Games saved my life." How does that land for you?
It feels amazing, but every single Games that I go to, I hear the same thing from so many of them, and that it feels amazing that we've managed to play a part in their recovery, but it also makes me incredibly sad to know that that's how dark it was for them.
You've spoken about, obviously, mental health issues. When you put that heavy backpack down, like people are lugging stuff around, when you finally put it down, do you feel yourself like peaceful?
Yeah, I think everyone ends up feeling lighter, I think is the best way to describe it. For so many people, it's about management.
Mm-hmm.
You know the things that trigger you, therefore you try and stay away from that. But what I do know is that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for absolutely everyone.
Everybody. I don't know if you feel the same way. The only thing I want in my life is to feel like peaceful. You've lived in the United States for 2 years.
2 years already, yeah.
Do you feel peaceful now?
I don't know how many people feel truly peaceful, you know? At times I feel massively at peace. But with everything that's going on in the world and trying to help and trying to use the platform and the influence to try and steer people to trying to help. And again, like, I think the biggest concern or the biggest issue that people wrestle with on a daily basis that does provide more anxiety for me and for them is the helplessness. We as human beings are compassionate people, but when your life becomes really hard, it can be, for some, harder to find the compassion for other people.
Yeah.
But what I've learned over the years is, certainly for myself, I find healing in helping others. And I think that's what we should really be focusing on.
I love that. You know, I feel like life happens on a random Wednesday. Like, here's an example. Some people say, "Oh my God, I'm going to go on a vacation. My life's going to be great."
Yeah.
And it's like exclamation points. The vacation, the graduation, the marriage, the baby, those are all up here. The other exclamation marks are down here. It's like sad things that happen, loss, divorce, whatever. Most of life is Wednesday.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the highs and it doesn't have the lows. It's just Wednesday. What's a Wednesday like for you? Random.
What's a Wednesday like? It revolves around the kids as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Like, this whole working from home stuff is not all it's cracked up to be. Certainly post-COVID, because it's really hard. But when your kids and you are in the same place, it's really hard to separate the work from them, because they kind of overlap. So, I mean, Archie spends more time interrupting our Zoom calls than anybody else.
Does he have your personality?
But he also gets us off them as well, so that's also a nice thing.
Is he kind of like you? He's got a little bit of your thing.
What's my thing?
Your cheeky thing,
my
that thing you do.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah.
He's look, I always try and keep that. I think that, the cheekiness is something that keeps you alive. As I said, there's so much to be happy about in the outside world, but there's also so much to worry about. My sort of mantra now every day is, and it's a dangerous one because I need to make sure that I don't have burnout, but is trying to make the world a better place for my kids. Otherwise, what's the point in bringing kids into this world, right? It's a responsibility that I feel as a parent, that you probably feel as a parent as well, and we can't fix everything. We know that.
Yeah.
But what we can do is be there for each other.
You obviously made a lot of news recently. You came home to the UK. You saw your grandmother. How was that?
It was great. It was really nice to see her. Be able to see her in some element of privacy was nice. I hadn't had a chance to go back to the UK for a couple of years, apart from those 2 times, one for my grandfather's funeral and one for unveiling a statue of my mum.
How did it feel being back? Being with her?
being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well,
her.
you make her laugh. That's what she always says. Did you do it again?
Yes, yeah, I did. Both Megan and I had tea with her, so it was really nice to catch up with her. And you know, home for me now is you know, for the time being, it's in the States. And it feels that way as well.
Does it?
Yeah. We've been welcomed with open arms, and it's got such a great community up in Santa Barbara. So
you feel like that's home more for you?
Yeah.
Is that weird to say?
No, but I'm sure it'll become a thing.
Your grandmother's going to be 96.
Yeah.
What's the best thing about her?
It's her sense of humour, and her ability to see the humour in so many different things. We have a really special relationship. We talk about things that she can't talk about with anybody else.
I love that.
So that's always a nice piece to it. But I think after a certain age you get bored of birthdays.
You do? You think she's bored of her 96? She won't be bored of the Jubilee, will she?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. she's had a few Jubilees now, so everyone is slightly different. But I'm sure she's looking.
Do you think you'll come?
I don't know yet. There's lots of things with security issues and everything else. So this is what I'm trying to do, trying to make it possible that, you know, I can get my kids to meet her.
March marked 2 years since Harry stepped back as a senior royal. Your family at home, do you miss them?
Yes, I think, especially over the last 2 years, for most people, have they not missed their family, right? The inability to be able to get home and see them. Of course, that's a huge part of it.
But do you miss your brother, your dad?
Look, I mean, for me, at the moment, I'm here focused on these guys and these families and giving everything I can, 120% to them, to make sure that they have the experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's my focus here. And then when I leave here, I get back and my focus is my family, who I miss massively.
You do, I bet.
Of course I do. They're two little people, you know.
I was thinking about a new life. Like, you got a whole restart. You have a whole new focus, a whole new nucleus. How does that land with you?
No, I think the focus is very much the same. Right?
Is it?
Yeah, certainly from mine and my wife's point of view.
Yeah.
For the two of us, you know, this was a life that she signed up for and that we were committed to doing together as a couple forever. Because of the circumstances, we've now moved that life of service to the States, and we'll continue to do what we were doing before. So in that regard, nothing's changed for us. It's just a little bit more complicated to have to sort of restart.
Sure.
If you know what I mean.
What do you love about fatherhood?
Oh, what I love about fatherhood?
Yeah.
All of it. The chaos, the learning, the reminder of just every element of yourself, your soul, right? Just it. When you're not a parent, you can get sucked into all sorts of different stuff, and you maybe sometimes forget who you are. And suddenly, as a parent, especially now Archie at the age he's at, asking all the questions.
What does he ask?
It just those questions of the whys.
Yeah.
He's into the why stage.
Yeah.
Why this? Why that? Why that? And instead of just trying to, like, I don't know, move it on, I give him the most honest answer that I can, and then it goes on and on and on until he's satisfied, and then that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it ends up with, because the world is round and that's the way that life is.
That's just the way it goes.
So, you know, it's like, I love it. I love every part of it. I've always wanted to be a dad. I've always wanted to have my own kids, and now I've got two little people who I'm responsible for. You know?
Do you tell them, or do you tell Archie, he's old enough, about your mom?
Yes, yeah, very much so. I don't tell him all the stuff that happened, but certainly that this is, you know, Grandma Diana, and we've got a couple of photos up in the house.
In these moments, do you ever feel your mom's presence?
Yeah, no, for me, it's constant. It has been over the last 2 years, more so than ever before. It's almost as though she's done her bit with my brother, and now she's very much like helping me. Got him set up, now she's helping me set up. That's what it feels like, you know. He's got his kids, I've got my kids. You know, the circumstances are obviously different, but no, I feel her presence in almost everything that I do now. But definitely more so in the last 2 years than ever before, without question. So she's watching over us.
I'm sure she's proud of you.
I'm sure she is.
Prince Harry carrying on his mother's commitment to making the world a better place as he honors those who triumph.
To be able to see Joel and his family just flourish in moments like this it means everything. But it comes back to the very simple thing, which is the power of sport. You know, not just physical, but the mental rehabilitation that it takes is phenomenal. But none of it would be possible without the mindset. They are proving that the impossible is entirely possible, mainly with the strength of a mindset, saying I can achieve anything. I've done this before. I'm going to do it again.
And you know, his wife was with him. Yeah. And it's funny, he said every time the athletes saw him, they were like, where's Megan? Where's Megan? Where's Megan? He was like, who am I? By the time we had gotten there, she was on a plane home. Yeah. But that was also the focus. But those games, I have to say, mean the world to him.
You can see that.
He came from opening ceremony. He's going to be there for closing. He even said he was nervous about, like, what do I say at the end? He said, I'm still trying to work it out.
What a fascinating conversation. I could listen all day to that. It's interesting, like, what he said and what he didn't say.
That's what I was thinking, because it's obviously there are many issues with the family, and he was willing to share some of those issues, and a lot of it he was kind of keeping close to him. There's a lot, I think, left to unpack, and It
was interesting to also hear him say that his home is here. Yeah. For the time being.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, but I think he underscored it, and he himself said, I know this is going to be a big deal when I say this. Yeah. Like, this is home. He spent his whole life in London, obviously in England, and I think he knew he was going to he basically said to me, like, I'm going to make news on that.
Yeah.
Like, that was
going to make a splash.
That was going to make a splash, yeah. But by the way, he was delightful, and he was lighthearted, and he had
so were you, by the way. Yeah. It was just a fantastic, wide-range.
You know, that'd make a good Making Space podcast. You should put the whole thing on there.
There you go.
Listen, because I'd like to listen to
the whole...
There's
more. Yeah. Oh, there's more.
Okay. Right. Yeah, actually, we're going to see more of it in the next few hours.
Yeah, we're going to have some at 9, and we're going to have some at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk more about Joelle and some of the other athletes who, by the way... One guy walked up to me. He had just won a gold medal, and they give them tulips when they win. He walked up to me. He said, I just want to give you these. I said, why? He said, oh, just because I literally carried them all the way home in a Dixie cup, because that's how meaningful that is. They're giving things to anybody who walks up. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. We'll have more of that on where? Today All Day?
Today All Day.
It's everywhere.
The extended interview, noon, 6 o'clock Eastern. Yeah. Put it on your podcast.
Okay, you got it. I will.
We are back 8:14 with Carson and Hoda's exclusive interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, and everyone's going to be talking about this.
Yeah, she is one half of Hollywood's most powerful couple. She's at the center of constant gossip and controversy, including that slap at the Oscars. She was sitting right next to Will Smith. And when we met up with Jada in her hometown of Baltimore to talk about her candid new memoir, Worthy, she opened up about an issue that has been kept secret until now.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
Yes.
Y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. This interview on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada separated.
So how long have you guys been together?
23 years.
Wow. That's amazing. How do you keep it hot?
How do I keep it hot? Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled, really.
Yeah, right.
Over the next several years, Jada and Will kept up the appearance of a committed married couple. They even faced a scandal when Jada had what she called an entanglement with a family friend. Neither let the public know they had already split.
So I guess my question is, I feel like you're a straight talker.
I am.
Except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out.
During our walk in Baltimore, Jada reflected on their breakup.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, well, why it fractured, that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
But you still live separately.
We live separately.
I have so many questions. So do I. I have so many questions.
It was the strangest kind of revelation to realize that these two people have had separate lives. I mean, they have not called each other husband and wife in all of those years.
Except for the appearance everywhere they went.
Except for the appearances, right, including at the Oscars.
Yes.
By the way, there's a whole chunk in this book that we're going to get into in the Dateline special and also a little later here of what happened in that moment when he said, you know, get my wife's name out of your mouth, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a whole backstory there, too. But Jada is candid and honest in this book. I mean, she's saying things that she's never said, so they've kind of been living this pretend life publicly.
For years.
They knew the secret. They know it.
So now she's telling everyone.
Yeah.
But they're not divorced.
Nope.
So they're separated.
And they don't plan on it. They don't plan on getting divorced.
I think a lot of American families can relate, though. I think there's a lot more distance between husbands and wives than anybody ever really talks about.
Yeah.
But this sounds like something.
Yeah, that's a bigger gulf.
Yeah, it's a bigger delta.
We have a lot more on this conversation. I was fascinated by her, by the way. First time I'd sat down and spoke with her for a long period of time.
Oh,
you read the book?
I read the book
here.
from cover to cover. Yeah, we're going to do a special on NBC News. It's called Jada's Story, Friday night, 8/7 Central.
I want to hear your podcast with her so we can go like 2 hours long for
Let's go, Carson. All right.
Well, it's going to be so interesting because, I mean, how people are going to react because it's one thing, I mean, everyone understands a marriage breaking up or, you know, things being complicated with your family, but then the kind of public ruse is, you know, I know you ask her a lot about that.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more. And we want to mention also that Jada also spoke to People magazine, which is on stands this week.
And she's going to be here live in studio Monday, correct?
Yeah, she'll be here Monday.
Wow.
Okay. Got a lot going on.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, Hoda.
We're back 8:35 with beloved actor, writer, producer, and my friend, Jason Segel. He's made us laugh and standout roles in How I Met Your Mother and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But many are saying his role in Shrinking, back, by the way, today for season 2, is some of his best work yet. Now, Jason, as you know, plays a therapist, coming to terms with his own grief while trying to keep things steady at home for his daughter. Take a look.
I'm going out. Can I get the keys?
Yeah. Give my little girl the keys, huh?
I'd love if you could throw me those without trying to make some father-daughter moment out of this. You think you can?
I know I can't.
Okay.
You get to choose, though, between me taking a video of you catching the keys or a tight hug of meaningful length.
Get your phone out.
Yes, that's the one I wanted.
Jason, good morning.
Good morning.
I love how this show weaves grief and humor and all the things, and it just bears repeating. People are saying this is your best work yet. Think about all the stuff you've done.
Yeah.
And they're saying right now you're standing on the mountaintop. I mean, does it feel that way to you?
Well, I guess, like, the dream is that each new thing is your best work yet, right? Like, that's an aspirational goal. But I do think that, man, I appreciate being 44 years old all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I made Forgetting Sarah Marshall, for example, the rawest form of vulnerability I could think of was full frontal nudity.
Yeah, that was pretty,
right?
That was there,
but that's a 25-year-old guy.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, a more sophisticated version of vulnerability that you only achieve from life stuff. You know, saying I'm scared or realizing you've let your daughter down and trying to earn back that trust. These are types of vulnerability that are new to me and exciting to explore.
I think that's so cool. It feels kind of real lifey when you talk about these things. Not just something that you're acting out.
Well, I was really influenced by James Brooks growing up. Those movies, broadcast news, terms of endearment, like, they're all the things. They're laughing your way through grief and crying your way through funny moments. And even within one scene, some of those movies just took you on a full exploration of humanity. And so we try to do that on this show.
I think it's so cool, this show. And I also like your broness with Harrison Ford and how you were kind of like afraid of him or didn't know if he was going to like you.
Yeah. Our relationship off screen mirrors our relationship on screen. I desperately want his approval. And he doles it out in such small doses, and it just means the world to me. Every time he says, like, good job, kid. I'm like, oh, he likes me.
That is so. Did you ever imagine you'd be working with this guy? I mean, this is someone who we all grew up kind of watching and admiring.
No, I didn't. You make an offer to somebody like Harrison Ford just so you can tell your friends you made an offer to Harrison Ford. Yeah. And then he said yes. And then there was this panic, like, oh my God, Harrison Ford's going to show up. We better fix the script. And he showed up, and I think he's doing some of his best work.
Isn't that so interesting? Because he said that, didn't he? That this was some of the best work he's done.
You know, we all deeply care about it. And that's a really rare thing for everyone in a cast to be aligned in, like, we show up to set to give it our all each day, and that it shows.
You know what's cool about you? You've reached so many mountaintops. When you were at How I Met Your Mother, that must have felt like, what could be better than this? And you did something so interesting. A lot of people would have just taken a big dive into Hollywood, but you did something else. You pulled up stakes and moved away from all that. Why'd you do that?
Well, I mean, that's a long question, but I think I was having a really roaring 20s. I had How I Met Your Mother, and I was also writing a bunch of movies that were successful and doing well. But I wasn't doing a lot of personal check-ins because I was so busy. You know, I was working pretty much every day of the year, doing How I Met Your Mother, writing a movie during that year, and then shooting it during the break and going back to How I Met Your Mother. And I realized that art is supposed to be a reflection of what you're going through, and I actually wasn't going through much life-wise.
Oh, that's interesting.
So at 33 years old, I'm like, why am I still writing movies about being afraid of girls?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, I'm like a grown man. I'm a successful grown man. I'm not afraid of girls anymore.
Yeah.
And so I moved out of LA. I moved to a little country town, and I started to ask myself questions like, what do you actually like? What are you actually thinking about right now? Who do you want to be as a performer and an artist? And so I started writing about different things, and it's weird. It's like the end of an M. Night Shyamalan movie where it all makes sense. The shrinking is the culmination of, I care about dramatic themes and exploring those things. And I'm also good at comedy.
Yeah.
And how do I reconcile those?
Well, we've been waiting for season 2, and we're so happy.
Oh, it's so good.
Here.
You're going to love it. I'm really, really proud of it. I'm really proud of my cast. Let me tell you something. Each one of these actors could be the lead in their own show.
Wow.
Yeah, and every combination could be its own buddy comedy. And seeing everybody thrive this year is like, it's a thrill.
Well, we know it's going to be a hit, because it just is.
I feel good.
It's yours. Jason, thank you so much. You can catch the new season of Shrinking.
And I'm going to miss you when you're gone. I just want you to know, these interviews have been some of the best of my whole career. So I'm really grateful to know you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks. Savannah.
What's happening over there? Wait, go back to the hug. There's a big hug going on over there, but I got Eddie Redmayne. We can hug like you. Do you want to hug? Okay, let's bring it in. Oh, yeah. See, take that, Hoda and Jason. Still hugging. Wait to hear the backstory of his new show. We got a lot to talk about. He's got major disguises, training, horse stunts, all the things. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.